ERC consolidator has meant is that so we have grown from a 4 members lab, like a very small lab, doing a very focused research, into a larger lab with 15 members, and now we can face more challenging projects, mainly because we have much more working force and funding. But another important, not just another important thing that ERC allowed me was that I transformed my tenure track contract into a full professor permanent position, which is you know, from the personal, not only from the professional perspective, but also from the personal perspective, is very nice, because you get the stabilization in your career track. So those are the 2 most important things that ERC has given to my both professional and personal life. When I started to plan my ERC proposal, I really agree with Samuel. So this is the idea comes up, and then but this is not like, okay, I have the idea, and in 1 month you are going to write the proposal and you are going to be ready to submit a very competitive proposal. I think you have to do like a maturation process of this idea, and thinking about from different sides, and if this idea is going to fill some gap, or is going to bring a new niche in the research, and this is how you are going to gain the impact you need to sell your idea, and finally to achieve your goal, that is getting this idea funded. So for this reason, it's very important that as soon as you have the idea, then you have to think in the panel you are going to submit this idea, your proposal. And this is as Samuel said, so it's like so 3 elements must fit, no? Your idea, your expertise, and the panel. And this is very important, and this is what I did at the beginning. As soon as I had the idea, just looking for my panel, and I mean my research is quite very well fitted to this LS9 panel, but also I look at the different panel members, and I look up the different research lines of the different panel members, because I can overall for the B1, that is the one that they are going to read first. I think I try just to write some sentences, or even put some citations that they were appealing them, because it will, I think it helped me just to bring them on board when they were reading my project. So that's it, was my first approach. Then I matured my idea, and I had a very clear aim of what my ERC consolidator was going to be about. And then I decided a title, and I looked for a very easy title, not very long, and also like a very catchy acronym, not an acronym that just sounds well, but also an acronym that can be very easily linked to what your project is about. And my project is about fabricating artificial metabolic cells for chemical and biomanufacturing, and metacell is a word that really the main goal of the project. So some general tips I can give you when I started to write my ERC consolidator is just start with these conceptual images at the beginning of the proposal, that really this conceptual image can summarize the whole idea that is behind your proposal, and how this idea goes beyond the state of the art. Also, try to make so don't put too many words. don't try to put like a very dense text, because you have to think that overall this is very important for the V1, because in the V1 the panel members are super busy just reading many different proposals, all of them with excellent ideas, and in some points they can get very tired, and if your proposal comes to them and is very dense and there is not really space, is a lack of air when you are reading, maybe it's is bad for the evaluation. Of course, pay a lot of attention on writing. Try to, you have to review many times your proposal before submitting it, and don't abuse of using the bolds, the italics. So just use them when you need it, like to highlight something. And another important was very helpful for me is, as soon as I had a very good proposal, I was really convinced, I was happy with this proposal. I let review this proposal many different colleagues from many different areas, and I got a lot of different questions from different angles that helped me to make my proposal even more clear. So because after I polish my proposal, I thought that was very clear, but then when you send your proposal to be reviewed by people from different areas, then you get some questions that about the clarity or some part of the proposal are not clear enough, and this is very important. You have to submit a very clear proposal. Just I'm going to illustrate these ideas with a couple of examples. One example is about the tables. So, for example, in the image on the left side, this is from another proposal. It's not a ERC, but it's a PET open. It's another different call. But I want just illustrate that here this table is too busy. However, I recommend to make like more simple tables, like very visual ones, like you can use colors, but not so many letters that give you all the information at one glimpse. Another advice I would like to share is when you make the figures, try to be as much professional as you can, and create these conceptual figures that are not just isolated, so they are linking different concepts in your proposal, and this is very important for the B1. But also, like you can see here, this is one figure from my starting grant in 2015 that wasn't funded. Here is kind of like, it's not very professional. It's a lot of copy and paste elements in PowerPoint. However, these images on the right side is from my ERC consolidator. You can see that it's more professional. It's also integrating real data like fluorescent microscopy, or here same micrographs. So also, the proteins have been created on purpose for these images that is representing something from the proposal, and is telling, is telling your reader that you know what you are doing. Some mistakes I did in my starting grant, and I try to correct in my consolidator proposal is the first is the coherence in the work packages. For example, in my starting grants, sorry, my last work package was about microfluidics, because I wanted to do something with microfluidics, and I tried to integrate microfluidics in my whole idea, but it doesn't really work very well, because I think some of the reviewers got lost with these last work packages or work program, and I think it didn't help. Also, is you don't try to minimize the baroque writing. You have to think that this is a scientific proposal, it's not a novel. So sometimes we tend to magnify things and using a lot of adjectives, and to say that we are doing something which is amazing. But it's better that you go write simple and go straight to the point. I think reviewers always appreciate the economy of the language. So and so then this is about the proposal. So if we jump to the interview, I want to just give just three very simple advices. One is just try to do the slides very easy to follow. If you have some preliminary results that really clearly support what you are doing, is going to minimize the risk because you have already had some preliminary show. Then, even if they are not in the proposal, it's something that you got from the time you wrote the proposal to the time you are interviewed. I think it's if they clearly support your hypothesis, I think it's nice to have them in the slides. It's very important be on time. This is the demonstration that you prepare very well your speech. And finally, the best advice is practice and practice and practice. Show the presentation to as many people as you can, because you can. I mean, I don't remember, but I think I made like 15 or 16 different versions of my PowerPoint, because after I gave my talk to different people, I got some advice that, or I got some complaint about the clarity of one slide, and I polish, the clarity as much as I can, because you have a short time to do this. And finally, something I did, this is one example. Before practicing in this slide, I got this this kind of cube that for me was amazing, super clear. It was like a very original, but then nobody understood it. So I decided just to get rid of it, and I put something more simple with very straightforward concept that they can summarize the whole project. Just in my last two slides before finishing, I would like to highlight some of the feedback I got from the reviewers from my starting grant, and how I learned from that to prepare a much better proposal for my consolidated grant. One is about, that they found that the topic was not very original or very innovative, and they found some fundamental aspects that they were not addressed properly with groundbreaking techniques. So with this proposal, I went twice to the interview step. So at this point, I decide, okay, maybe I don't have to, maybe this topic is not an ERC topic, because maybe I can convince in the first step, but then when it comes to the external reviewers, the feedback is not very good. So this was my first lesson. Even that proposal that was apparently successful because it brought me to the interview step, I decided to move and to back to my origins. In this proposal, I was using enzymes in chemical biology, but then my field, my background, my foundations is using enzymes in green chemistry and chemical manufacturing. So then what I did was I developed a more ambitious and challenging objective. As I said, back to my origins. I had by that time more publications in that direction, and I developed a much better mitigation plan for risk mitigation. And then finally, I think all these efforts, they were recognized by the reviewers in my proposal. So this comes to the end. I hope that some of the advices I have given you today can be very useful for the preparation of your talk. And I think, yeah, thank you very much for listening.